Okay, today I'm going to talk about my paper, Lecture Evaluation Items in College Settings. My name is Professor Pyong Kim from Usong University. The major types of lectures that college students evaluate on the lecturers include theory-based lectures, flipped learning, discussion-based lectures, and problem-based learning. I'm going to start with the introduction. First of all, I'm going to talk about the rationale of this study, why this study is important, and why do I think these items need to be explored. First of all, I'm going to talk about how the lecture items or the evaluation of the lectures and the lecturers began in the United States in 1960s. The evaluation of the lectures and the lecturers began in the United States in 1960s to ensure the higher accountability of the lectures and the lecturers. It was designed to improve the education quality in colleges because students might have some complaints and they might have some problems in terms of getting the lectures from the professors in colleges, and students need this type of path to show their complaints for the lectures and the lecturers. So these evaluations or evaluation items could be means for the students to express their ideas and some opinions regarding the lectures they receive from the professors. In South Korea, this type of college evaluation was imported from the United States to South Korea in 1990s. So this has a very short history. The idea of evaluating the lecturers and the lectures has very short history in South Korea, less than 20 or 25 years. It shows the importance of the student-oriented education, and the results usually the results are supposed to be reflecting the quality of the lecturers. In South Korea, we have this tendency to respect the older people, especially the professors in college. And this type of evaluation conducted by the students could be seen as a way that is kind of rebel for the students against the lecturers. However, this type of lecture evaluation or the lecturer evaluation has been implemented in Korea for about 20 or 25 years, and it is being a trend these days. And the students regard the idea of evaluating the lectures and the lecturers as their right to conduct. Of course, students may display some complaints they have toward the lectures and the lecturers at the same time. So the problem regarding this type of evaluation is that there exist various types of lectures going on in college settings. Not only there are theory-based lectures, there are discussion-based lectures going on, problem-based, flipped learning, and so many different types of lectures going on. So single way or single type of evaluation items does not necessarily meet the requirements of various types of lectures that exist, that are currently being conducted in colleges. So the need of the study began from this idea. We need to meet the requirement of various types of lectures being conducted in colleges. Not only theory-based lectures, but also to other various types of lectures that we're going to talk about in the future. Now moving on to the literature review. The purpose of lecture evaluation is going to be the first discussion we're going to have for the literature review in this part of the presentation. So why do we have the students evaluate the lecturers? Why are we investing this type of money, time, energy for the students to evaluate the lectures and the lecturers? I'm going to use the lecturers as professors. I'm going to replace the word lecturers with professors. we ask our students to evaluate the lectures and the professors toward the end of the semester or in the middle of the semester, so that we can conduct student-oriented lectures. Without students' feedback delivered to the professors, it is very hard to change or modify or revise any complaints or problems that are going on during the lectures. That is in order to heighten the student satisfaction. So if the lecturers or the professors receive the students' feedback or the opinions regarding the lectures going on, they can easily adapt or change whatever problems the students may receive, and that can be resulted in student satisfaction. There are two main objectives going on for the lecture evaluation. One is formative and the other one is summative. For the formative purpose, the data is collected in order to improve the lecture quality throughout the evaluation. This is very, very different from the summative purpose of the lecture evaluation. So formative assessments are going on throughout the semester and throughout the lectures, in the middle of the lectures. So student feedback can help the professors to make some modification in terms of how they deliver the lectures to the students. For the summative purpose of the lecture evaluation, this is type of data that is used to reformat the courses, to decide the promotion of the professors, and so on. So these are the decision makers kind of data, we can say. Of course, there exists a type of problems for the lecture evaluation items, which is credibility of the lecture evaluation. And as I discussed before, there exist various types of lectures going on. So different evaluation items imported from the U.S. to South Korea is resulting in very much of the confusion, because in the U.S. There used to be only one type of a lecture, which is theory-based learning or theory-based lectures going on. But when this was imported from the U.S. to South Korea, when South Korea colleges adapted this type of lecture evaluation to their college settings, it resulted in very much confusions, because the environment of the college settings in the United States did not necessarily fit into the setting of the higher education in South Korea. So the South Korean government and the colleges felt the need to revise the type of evaluation items according to what the South Korean colleges are going through. So items do not necessarily reflect the student's need or the request. This is totally against the purpose of the lecture evaluations. So problems emerge as student feedback does not apply, or when it does not apply to the future lectures. Students' evaluations and their opinions and their feedback do need to be applied directly to the change of the lectures in the future. If this is not happening, we don't necessarily meet the requirement of the evaluation items conducted. Some factors that affect the lecture evaluation results include classroom size. That's most effective factor that affects the lecture evaluation. For example, the smaller the class sizes are, the higher student satisfaction usually, and vice versa. If the class size is bigger, like 90 or 100, the student satisfaction tends to be lower. And other variables need to be examined. Okay, here's the method, the very simple method. The purpose of the study is to improve the lecture evaluation items. So I looked into the Google Scholar and respected educational journals. that can help us to evaluate various types of lectures, including theory-based lectures, flipped learning, discussion-based lectures, and problem-based learning. So I'm going to talk about briefly about the 4 different types of lectures for the evaluation items. For the theory-based learning, we have 3 categories: organization of the expectation for the lectures, textbooks, grades, and lecture management, and evaluation on the lecture. I'm not going to read through every single item here, but I'm going to read just 1 or 2 of each of the categories. For the organization of the expectation for the lecture, we have learning objectives were clearly stated in the beginning of the semester. The course was systematically managed and proceeded according to the learning objectives. Second category, textbooks, grades, and lecture management. The textbook and other supplementary material were applied properly. The examinations, quizzes, and assignments were helpful to achieve the initially stated learning objectives. So students do look at these types of items and evaluate how the lectures were conducted. And lastly, evaluation on the lecturer. The feedback of the lecturer provided regarding the assignment or the exam was helpful. The lecturer demonstrated proper amount of knowledge for the course. The second type of lecture is flipped learning. We have 3 categories. Improvement of my competencies. So this category is examining how the students themselves improve their competencies throughout the flipped learning, because that's one of the focal points of the flipped learning approaches. I was able to improve my analysis skills. I was able to improve my problem-solving skills. I was able to improve my skill of suggesting solutions for unfamiliar problems. Cooperation with other colleagues. I learned that my contribution to the team as a member is important. Evaluation on the lecturer. The lecturer sufficiently explained about the teaching and learning method of the flipped learning. The lecturer attempted to engage uninterested learners in the lectures. Of course, there is a category for the lecturers to be evaluated. The third type of lecture is discussion-based learning. First category is improvement of my competencies. I was able to organize my thoughts and verbally express myself to the others. I was able to improve my skills of accommodating various perspectives. Evaluation on the lecturers. The lecturer attempted to provide the students with an equal amount of opportunities to freely speak. The lecturer successfully played a role of moderator. The discussion was conducted in a balanced fashion. So we have 2 categories here for discussion-based learning. One category mainly for the students, and the other one mainly for the lecturer. And last, the lecture type is problem-based learning. It has 2 categories. Improvement of my competencies, the students themselves, and the evaluation of the lecturer. I was able to improve planning skills prior to performing for the students themselves. And evaluation on the lecturer. The lecturer showed more interest in my problem approaching methods than my memorizing skills. The lecturer suggested a wide range of problems to students. Okay, moving on to the discussion. The purpose of the current study was to make some suggestions of the question items for the lecture evaluation, for the various lecture evaluations that accurately reflect distinct features of various lecture types in higher education settings. Of course, as I previously mentioned, there exist a lot of different types of lectures in college settings, both in the United States and in South Korea. And in order for students to accurately deliver their opinions to the lecturers or the professors, there needs a different or accurate type of series of lecture evaluation items. that can accurately reflect what the students actually need, so that professors can make the modification accordingly, resulting in higher level of student satisfaction. An alternative solution to resolve credibility problems. Credibility problems is one of the common problems that they have in terms of evaluating the professor's performances. Having the lecturers select the evaluation items could be one way to resolve this problem, and a way to improve the lecturers' autonomy level. One way to improve lecturers' autonomy level is to have the lecturers select the evaluation items in advance, so that they can select whatever items they can be good at before even starting the semester. For the future studies, it might be necessary to assort the evaluation items according to the purpose of data usage. For example, course improvement, evaluation for each lecturer's achievement, and others. So I hope that these findings or the suggestions can be used in the future in order to more accurately reflect the students' needs, so that the professors can modify their lectures in the future to meet the students' need. That would be it. Thank you so much.